What's poppin', guys? This is House Cat MMA, and right now I'm going to be going over what's next for Jake Paul, whether he wins or loses. But before I get into all that, if you would just take a second to like and subscribe, maybe do a little bit of commenting and sharing. Those would be the four coolest things you've done this holiday season. So, as far as Jake Paul goes, let's just say he's been hanging out with Bryce Mitchell, and let's just say he's just really going with Christ, and he beats Anthony Joshua. Okay, cool. If he does that, I think the real fight, I think the big fight, I think the money fight would be Jake Paul versus Deontay Wilder, because that's right in Jake Paul's wheelhouse, fighting guys who are semi-retired or full-on retired. That way it doesn't really fuck with the rankings or anything like that. So that's what should happen if he wins. If he loses, which he probably will, I'd like to think we live in a world where Jake Paul can beat Anthony Joshua, but we just don't. So I think what should happen there is maybe if we're going to continue on with this gimmick of fighting retired MMA fighters, you got to give him to Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson's been doing a little bit of boxing. He's been doing very well. And though Paul is a fair amount bigger, not a lot bigger, but a fair amount bigger than Tony Ferguson, I think that would be perfect. And Tony Ferguson would fucking do it. I mean, that's fucking big money fighting Jake Paul. And I don't think Tony Ferguson's hurting, but I think that'd be pretty tight. And plus, I mean, as far as Tony Ferguson goes, I mean, granted, he did lose 8 straight before he retired, but I mean, think about it. He hung in there tough against Justin Gaethje until the 5th round. Okay, he gets decisioned by Beneil Dariush. He gets decisioned by Charles Oliveira. Okay, he gets arm triangled by Bobby Green. That's no good. And he loses a decision to Paddy Pimblett. He gets kicked in the face by Michael Chandler. But the thing is, even the fights he was losing, I think he won the first round against Michael Chandler. And I think he won a round against Paddy Pimblett. So, I mean, he was kind of doing all right. He was just losing. Like, I don't think the whole time he was going through the losing streak, I didn't think that it was really all that sad. It was just, he set the bar so high. Like, he wins the Ultimate Fighter season 14. He wins his first 3 fights in the UFC, drops a close one to Michael Johnson, and then he wins 12 straight. And when you go from winning 12 straight to losing 8 straight, it kind of fucks with people's head. But when you look at the fights, I mean, yeah, he did lose a step, but he wasn't getting fucked up. He wasn't getting as fucked up as people think. And so I can kind of see where Tony wasn't really wanting to quit, because I mean, he was losing, and yeah, he got knocked out a couple of times, but it wasn't that bad. So that's what I think should happen. I think Jake Paul's gonna lose, and Jake Paul and Tony Ferguson need to go at it, just so Jake Paul can go on with this gimmick of being, he is a decent boxer. He is a decent boxer, but I think at some point, because he's at a low right here, I think at some point he's going to break out right here. But I think for the next like 2 years or so, he's going to continue to be doing this thing where he's either fighting boxers who aren't that good, or he's going to be fighting big names in MMA who went over to boxing. I don't think he wants to quit doing that just yet. But, you know, like they say, any given Sunday, Jake Paul could beat Anthony Joshua, who knows? I mean, Jake Paul can hit hard, and Anthony Joshua's chin is suspect. Is Jake Paul good enough to touch him? I don't know. I'm going to go with no. But if he does he have the power to put a man that much bigger than him away? Um, I'm going to go with possibly, since Anthony Joshua does not have a great chin. And that's the only reason this fight's at all interesting, is because of Anthony Joshua's lack of a chin. But I tell you what's really a crying shame is that my boy Anthony Johnson is no longer with us, because that would have been, I guarantee you, Anthony Johnson versus Jake Paul would have 100% happened had Johnson not fallen to the Hodgkin's lymphoma. That is one of the more sad things to happen in this world. But that's pretty much all I have on that. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul is coming up this Saturday, December 19th. And if he wins, which he probably won't, he should fight Deontay Wilder. And if he loses, he needs to fight my boy, Tony Ferguson. But this is House Cat MMA, and I'll catch y'all later.